There's a right and a wrong way to cut an onion.
Ah.
I'll show you how to do it. Right. Onion. A lot of people just take this thing and start attacking it until it ends up in smaller pieces. There is a better way. You have three main cuts. The julienne, which is like the half moon cut, chop, and a dice. And they all end and begin the same, and there's only 2 steps in between them. So the reason that you don't already know this blows my mind. But we're fixing that.
Let's do it.
We start by topping the onion off. The way we top the onion off is we take the fucking top off, not the tail. The root is the tail. This is what's going to hold the whole thing together so you don't have a slip-slidey mess of an onion. So, we hit it with the top. That is a sharp knife. See how it just goes through? See how I'm not bleeding? That's what you can do with a sharp knife.
Sharp.
So, we have the top off. We stand it up on the top so we have a nice base flat surface. We take our knife and we go right in the middle of the root and we push it down. So we have 2 halves. If you take nothing else away from this video, whenever we go to de-skin these, we want to put the skin 60 miles away. There's something magical about this stuff that if it is any closer than the other side of the house, it will end up in your food. So, we have 2 skinless halves of onions. I've taken their skin and I've thrown them in the neighbor's pool. That way we won't have them here. Also, did you know that the skin of an onion is called a tunic?
Huh.
I don't know why. You're 1 step away from a julienne. All we have to do is take this knife and run it right down, and you're done. That's it. You want those nice and thin. Generally, these are only going to hit a fry pan for just a little while. The other 2 all are going to end in this cross-cut step. So, for a chop, what you do, we have our root back here that's holding everything together. What we do is we go about 1/4 inch spacing, and we're just cutting in parallel lines. Not all the way to the root. We're just going to keep that binding the whole thing together. And then whenever we run that same cut like we did for the julienne, it comes out with a rough chop. If you're doing a dice, a fine dice, you see how some of these are a little bit bigger than the other? To fix that, what we do is we get this started. This is important. Get it started into the onion to where it starts flat hand, and we run that back, not cutting all the way through the root. Just right to the back, right about there. And then when we go back and we julienne again, we're gonna have a fine dice. And we'll just go all the way to the root with a fine dice. And when you get to this flat, you can just cut your little strips in and take that all the way to the root. And that is how you julienne, chop, and dice an onion.
Yay!
I'm Lucius Cookie, and sometimes I cook things. Yeah, pretty good.